you. So tell me a little bit about what's bringing you in.
Well, I am in a new relationship now, and things are going good, but I still kind of have some concerns about just past relationships and like just overthinking things, obviously.
Are there particular things that are making you struggle moving forward in your new relationship?
Yeah, with my last boyfriend, we had a lot of problems with, um, like staying faithful and moving past problems and being able to communicate when we did have issues with each other. And a lot of the problems that I was dealing with was like how committed he was to it or how he actually felt about me, and that's kind of brought
More of a trust issue for
hmm
both of you?
yeah. And then it's like made me overthink things with my new boyfriend now about how he's feeling, since it is a newer relationship, but it's like I don't want to get caught up in something that's just gonna end the same as the last one did.
Are there certain things from your past relationship that's making you stuck, that's kind of putting you in a rut? Like, what in particular are you having problems kind of getting over?
A lot of it was feeling good enough. Like, I could always tell that I liked him more than he was interested in me, and it obviously didn't make me feel good. I don't want to be with someone who isn't sure if they want to be with me. And towards the end of our relationship, he would be really distant and just make me feel like I wasn't important enough. And until then, when he ended things, and then again wanted to get back together, and it's just so inconsistent. And like I don't want to be feeling like, oh, he doesn't care about me, I'm not important enough. But then a couple days later, he'll be like, no, I really do love you. Like you're the only person. But it's just like you don't prove that enough for it to mean anything. So it's just really confusing.
Okay. Tell me about the good things in your relationship now, currently.
Well, he is really nice to me, which is change. He listens, and he always comes over and is really nice and good with my family
That's
and
good.
get along really well.
Are there things that you feel like you need to work on with him?
Well, when I met him, he was just coming out of a really long-term relationship. His girlfriend actually lived with him at home and had a daughter at home with them. And so when we started dating, she was still living like at his house, his parents' house.
How did that make you feel?
It was really uncomfortable. Like he didn't even tell me about it. Like I found out from one of his friends. And so when I finally like got up the courage to like bring it up, and I was just like, how come you never told me that your ex-girlfriend and her daughter are living with you? He was just like, well, it wasn't something that I like talking about. Like, I don't like her. I hate the situation. And he was just like, you have nothing to worry about. And so he kind of like comforted me in that, but it was still like, there's still so many questions that like I want answered just for my own sanity. But he,
Have you tried just sitting down and talking with him? Just open communication. You ask questions, he answers them. Has that kind of, no?
I'm kind of nervous because like we've only been seeing each other for a few months, and like he went from one relationship into the next, and like granted we took a few months to like just kind of date and whatever before we were official, but it's still like I feel like it's still too new to just sit down and be like, okay, who have you been with, what have you done, like
Sure.
how many people, like I don't want to like
Do you think
scare
his
him off.
answers will alter your thinking of him?
I don't think so. Like I mean, obviously I have a pretty big past, like, I went off to college and whatever, I've been with other people, but I just kinda wanna know for the sake of knowing, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I do wanna know everything about you, I don't wanna come, like, we had a situation where I was, like, talking about this one girl, and he was like, oh yeah, I hooked up with her, and I was like, oh, okay, thanks for sharing, like, it was just, like, made me uncomfortable then, cause it was someone that, like, we would see places, so it's just, like, makes me wonder, like, okay, what else have you told me yet, like,
Sure, it's kind of a mystery.
like, it's not that it necessarily matters, but just me personally, I like to know everything. Like, that was a lot of the problems that me and my ex had. Like, he just wouldn't tell me a lot of things, and so it was harder to trust him because.
You were wondering.
And so now it's like, yeah, he may not be off doing something, but it's still like, okay, well, what if he is?
Sure.
And it's like, just to keep me sane, like, it's not that hard to just be like, oh, hey, I'm doing this or whatever.
Communication.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a big thing in a relationship because you kind of can't move forward without it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would help, sitting down and saying X, Y, and Z makes me feel uncomfortable when you say this, and I'm the kind of person that needs reassurance that I'm beautiful and you love me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Women need that. They need that
Mm-hmm.
reassurance, but I don't think guys know that, and it's hard because you want them to just do it, but
like he was so good in the beginning, like buying me flowers, being all sweet, and then like once we started dating, I was just like, stop.
Sure.
And it's like, it's fine, obviously, we're more comfortable with each other, and I don't need him to buy me flowers all the time, but there was a situation like a couple weeks ago, I was looking at his phone, and I saw that he had written his number out on a napkin and like given it to some girl, some random girl. Oh my god, I was just like going crazy, like, I didn't even tell him for like a couple days because I had to work a double like the day after I found out, and so I was literally a mess at work because I was just upset. And so I told him, I was like, can we talk later? And he was busy, and he was sleeping, and so when we finally talked about it, I was just like, so I saw you gave someone your number, like, what's that about? And he just like kind of blew it off and was like, oh, that was nothing, like, that was stupid, I don't know why I did that. But it's like, I'm still, like, that was a couple weeks ago, and it's like, that still bothers me. It's like, are you still doing that? Are you still talking to this
all that's
girl?
Gonna be in the back of
Like,
your mind.
exactly.
Boys are tough.
Yeah.
We're on a different wavelength than women. But I think being able to communicate with him, if you're angry, if you're upset, say you found something on your phone, you're upset, you need to just step back and think about the things that you want to say and how you're going to say it. Because we're going to blow up and say things you don't mean, which will cause just another argument.
Yeah. Like, things are good, like, obviously we don't really have problems, but there's just so much that I'm wondering, and it's just like, okay, well, he did this, he said he's not gonna do that again, he said he's sorry, he made a mistake, but it's like, he still hasn't reassured me from then on that, like, I'm the only person, and I've, like, brought it up to him, I was like, how would you feel if I did that? Like, how would you feel if I went off and gave a guy my number? Like, we're obviously in a relationship, you don't do that, and if that's something that you do want to do, then I don't want to be in this. Like, I don't want to waste my time like that. I'm 20 years old, and yeah, we're actually going out Friday night.
Okay. Doing a date night and going out might be a little stress reliever for you, because then you can kind of nonchalantly bring things up, you're enjoying a night together, and then you can just kind of bring a few things that are bothering you up to him so he can acknowledge it and kind of be aware of what you're feeling and what he needs to work on.
That's true.
It might help.
Because, like, I don't know, I just felt like we've both been so busy lately, and so he's always tired from work, and then I'm always tired of doing homework, so it's like,
That's why those date nights are important, because then it just kind of rekindles things and
Yeah.
brings you back together, you know?
it's true. So, yeah, I'm excited for Friday night.
Good, I'm glad. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in, and look forward to hearing about your date next time we see each
Yeah.
other.